This will be a quick demonstration of how to deploy a new cluster using ACM. So the first thing that we're going to need is a provider connection. And just to make sure that I level set where we're at, so this is the screen that you start ACM with. So we're going to go to Clusters and click on Provider Connections. And I don't have any yet, so I'm going to go ahead and add one. When you select what provider type that you're going to use, it changes this to something contextual. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while I fill this in because I don't think you want to watch me do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so all of this is filled in. Just want to quickly go over what we did here. I added a connection name. It's kind of arbitrary. You can do what you want. The namespace is where you're going to store the secret for your connection. And the base domain is going to be given by your provider. Here's the AWS information. As you can see, you need a Red Hat OpenShift pull secret. You'll get that from your cloud.redhat.com account. And an SSH private key and public key. I'm not too worried about these being displayed on here because they were just created for this demo. So once we've got all this filled in, we're going to create this credential. So now we have this provider connection. Come back to clusters, and we are going to create a cluster. I'm going to give this, well, first up I'm going to turn the YAML on. So you can kind of watch, this is going to be filled in as I fill in this wizard piece here. So I'm going to type in, let's see, we'll call this deployed cluster 1. And we're going to do this on OpenShift and on AWS. We're going to pick a release image, and you can. This is being pulled from the images that are available from that provider right now. I'm just going to go ahead and pick the latest one. And I'm going to select the connection that was made earlier. And as you can see, the cluster definition is generated over here while we're typing all of this in. And this is where you can add this into your CI/CD pipeline and deploy new clusters on demand using this same exact type of logic. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create. It's going to take quite some time. It'll take a while to actually create it, but it'll show you status throughout. So it'll start off in pending, and I'm going to pause the recording for a little bit here until it gets a little bit further along, and we can take a look and watch it as it goes. So it's been a couple minutes, and it's made some progress. As you can see, there's a new indicator up here where we're invited to click on View Logs to watch as Hive deploys this. If you haven't signed into the OpenShift container platform, it will prompt you to log in. But we can watch the deployment in real time as it goes. Obviously, we're not going to sit here and watch the whole thing. I will pause the video and we'll come back when it's complete. And now, as you can see, the cluster has finished deploying. Because we deployed this cluster with ACM, there are going to be some additional information provided to us, such as the cluster's API address, the console URL, and we can click on this button to reveal the kubeadmin credentials so that we can log into the cluster and do any maintenance items that we need to do with it. And that, in a nutshell, is how we deploy clusters with ACM.